everyone, and I say that respectfully, and that's okay. To the genuine ones with no intentions, I actually hope all is well in your end. No, it's the shade of me, goddamn, and my constant, but that's okay. Why you fighting the ear? No, it's really the train of thought for me. Why you shortchanging yourself for your own blessing? You know you can find entertainment somewhere else. No, for real, to understand your goddamn reflection. I'm not for you, and that's okay, neighbor. I'm not your genuine love respect. Always be yourself when someone says you don't have potential. They try to blackmail you. But you never had malicious intentions. Never had hate in your vein. That elevation is different. Never looked your neighbor like competition. They would never understand to stay in their lane. You ain't have to go tick for tack with somebody when they had to project spell work. How they had the gang stalk you behind their pockets with all their lies. All because you understood your vocabulary when it came to your verbs. Unconditional love. What it bothers someone's mental health because you was willing to choose you to truly go with them. Understanding your potential when they said that you didn't have none. Being authentic truly bothered them. That energy is different. You wasn't the average person. You spoke for yourself with no malicious intentions when they try to get you out to put you in the sideboard. They didn't want you to believe your faith, but you understood gravity. Hold on 1 second. God didn't make a mistake. God allowed you to see why you was the blessing to yourself. How, hold on 1 second, you didn't want to fumble you because someone didn't know how to respect you. No, Evan Shake on me. I don't know what's wrong with these people with that jealousy, envy, and hate mindset. How chicks and dudes be operating bad habits. It be the chin of throat for me looking at you like competition with their bad habits. They got so much hate in their vein, they don't want you to prosper faster than them. But she was never part of their race when it came to their mind games. Healing, charm, and pain. Hold on 1 second. They was wearing and mad, but you truly knew how to go within and understand. Hold on 1 second. I wasn't trying to hurt myself another day, regardless of what I had my moms and my papa said in my life. We ain't the same when it comes to growth and comes to maturity. When you said I was a bum at the end of the day, but I still knew how to stand up for me, it be the train of thought for me. Or you coming from poverty and pain, certain folks will understand your vocabulary. Hold on 1 second. Understanding time and day, being patient when it comes to growth. Acting your body weight to shoe size, they would never understand. Hold on 1 second. God allowed you to truly be woke. Healing childhood trauma is real. Going into your adulthood, that energy is different. When the folks wanted to see you front, but God was maintaining your spell. When God fixed your crown, not one lie was told. Who would know you stand before yourself today? When folks try to dim your light, but hold on 1 second. You wasn't trying to catch a case. I'm not your general respecter. My content is not for everyone. It's not a crime to be authentic, and I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. Today is currently July 1st. I never gave no next door neighbor permission to use my creativity as their own. Regardless of tax bracket, and I say that respectfully. I'm not your genuine love respect, and I will never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Why would I want to fumble me? The energy is different. When your neighbor look at you like competition, it was never Simon Says at the end of the day. They will never understand the flow that God endowed within you. Your self-confidence, that balance when it comes to hold on 1 second, don't overlook you. You wasn't taking life as a joke, but folks didn't understand you when they called you broke. Now even take over me. You know how it feels to lose everything and start all over. They was quick to say at the end that you got mommy and daddy issues, but hold on 1 second. We all not the same when it comes to having trust issues. You know, trusting ourselves to let go of what wasn't serving us, hurt and pain. The energy is different when you didn't have to play with your time. Hold on 1 second, with him time and day. I may not make sense to the average person, but that child at the end, they had to heal those wounds that was really holding them back to understand the next chapter. Hold on 1 second. I wasn't trying to become my worst enemy when it comes to being an adult. That energy is different. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same when it comes to healing trauma and pain. They say Simon Says, you're it. Simon Says, operating the mindset, having malicious intentions. But God never gave you that vision at the end of the day, because God didn't build hate within you, regardless of what you overcame or what you've been through at the end of the day. Folks be picking and choose who they want to bully, trying to school, hold on 1 second, trying to humiliate, but hold on 1 second. When God fixed your crown, they would never understand elevation was never for likes and views of cloud chasing, and you damn sure wasn't doing it for fame. Who would have knew? Self-love looks good on you. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. It's funny how your neighbor wants you to fumble you. They look at you like competition when you was never competing. They say that you got mommy and daddy issues. It be the train of thought for me how they be so invested in your time and day, sitting they call you a bum at the end of the day, all because you believe in your faith to come out what you overcame. Hold on 1 second. poverty and pain. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. You know how when you fix your crown, when God was guiding you that day, to maintain your smile, they would never understand how you overcame that storm when you never had malicious intentions, let alone hating your vain. You knew how to respect your neighbor regardless of their tags, brackets, with their bad habits, looking at you like competition, trying to get you locked to put you in the sideboard. It be the train of thought for me. How folks try to dim your life, but God didn't discourage you. They would never understand. We don't pray the same. I still don't respect my neighbor, even on your worst day. Love is real, love is one of a kind. Yo, that unconditional love hits different. You know, valuing your time and day. That unconditional love started within. You allowed yourself to feel the rush. To hold on 1 second. It was never competition when God gave you a lane. God gave you a vision that he couldn't relate to. Truly gone within. Being misunderstood by folks that truly wasn't for you. Only for God to pour into you. Hold on 1 second. Not to overlook you. You know those doors that was actually closed that day? And God said, I got your back when it comes to your reality. You being patient with time and they healing trauma and pain. How God allowed the right people to walk into your life. Elevation hits different when you're passing your reality. Something that you wasn't running from your past self-reflection of yourself when they said that you didn't have potential. It's a train of thought for me. How someone do stuff for likes and views or cloud chasing. Paint you out to be someone you truly not. But you got up every single day to choose you not to overlook you. Regardless if you're an entrepreneur or not. You understood the end of the day. I turned my hobby into my reality. A dream coming true. God's guiding me not to allow me to fumble me. That energy is different. That unconditional love became an existence. Someone that didn't understand and pay attention to go with it because they looked at the competition. Who would let you know overlook you? Because someone didn't know how to respect you. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say it respectfully. You know, being authentic is not a crime. Folks had to lie on your name to try to discourage you, to paint you out to the community at the end of the day that you truly wasn't, so they could try to blackmail you, get you like to put you in the sideboard. They even was plotting crimes on you. Hold on 1 second. They was even plotting a hate crime to make sure they dim your light so you won't be in existence to tell your story. But God allowed you to speak up because God was guiding you. They would never understand you didn't have to get physical. Overcoming trauma and pain, being patient with time and day, coming from poverty and pain. Who would have knew confidence is good on you? It was never for likes and views. Not ever take off me, fool. What up, butterfly? Yo, that energy is different. You ever got lost in your words? Only to realize they didn't understand your verbs? You know, you didn't have to play verse psychology, mind games. The energy is different when it comes to maturing. Only for the right people not to overlook because they actually heard you. How folks is laughing is like a bad habit. Only realize, hold on 1 second, we all look the same when it comes to maturing, acting our body, we're not our shoe size, and God didn't lie. When God allowed you to see that, hold on 1 second, a prayer did come true that day. Certain folks will never understand how you maintain the smile, but the right people truly walked into your life not to see you frown. They was actually protecting you behind closed doors. That elevation hits different when folks was trying to do you wrong. You know, elevation hits different when folks was trying to do you wrong. Imagine blossoming, butterfly. Only for God to show you elevation while you're treating yourself right. Coming from poverty and pain on that empty stomach. You got right folks, the right folks. I don't mean to be disrespectful. The right folks pouring into you. They wasn't trying to energy harvest off of you. They saw you with potential when everybody said that you truly wasn't nobody. He said you whack to your corner, you were nobody, but you was somebody to God. That was God's baby. We may not pray the same, but respect a two-way street. Overcoming pain and challenge, they will never understand you still being patient with time and day. Understand your reflection. How you have these witches, these warlocks, these karmics, these terrorists, or whatever the case may be. That doctor, different neighborhoods with different tax brackets trying to dim your light, trying to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, even financially, trying to shortchange your vision of God's dream coming true. That was truly endured within you. You know when God didn't give up on you and focused on spoke right to left. They wanted you to be mentally unstable. They projected a monster ended that you can't elevate, but who would have knew that you still had the potential? Because God allowed you to see your faith within you. That energy is different. It was never competition. It wasn't a hesitation. That energy is different. They said slow down, but hold on 1 second. The right people actually hear you, not to overlook you, because they truly paying attention. You got a flow that's so smooth. That's what God endowed within you. You wasn't trying to fit in. You just knew how to respect your neighbor. Hold on 1 second when they misuse you. You know when they misuse you. They looked at you like competition. Energy harvesting off your energy, projected forward, right to left. They didn't want you to be in a healthy relationship, let alone have opportunities coming to you when it comes to, hold on 1 second, elevation. They didn't want you to have a roof over your house. They didn't want you to have a roof over your house. No. They didn't want you to have a roof or a household. They didn't want you to be able to provide for yourself, but all the lies that they had to tell. They wanted you to be so uncomfortable so you'll be shaking in your boots, but who would have knew God was protected for your mental health. They wanted you to be on an empty stomach. When it comes to maturing, they would never understand balance. You know how it feels to lose everything. Why you stand before yourself to tell your testimony? Can nobody tell your story better than you? Folks had the hacky device to lie on you. Had your next door neighbor telling you every move like a bad habit, didn't matter, they tax bracket, every train of thought for me. How you have to say someone's name, it be the train of thought for me. How folks masks be falling off when it come to lack of self-control, because they want to do you wrong, line you up to get your free will, or because someone said they wasn't going to believe you. You remember what they said that day? And you ain't have to get physical, besides respect to your neighbor, even when they couldn't relate to their own pain. We ain't the same. Far from a hater. I knew how to respect my neighbor. Didn't matter your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, disability, or age. They even tried to destiny strike with you, but it was an epic failure. Because they couldn't take God's blueprint that was endowed with you being authentic. It comes naturally at the end of the day. They would never understand. Hold on 1 second. Healing, trauma, and pain don't look the same on everybody. But I still know I respect my neighbor because God was never for selling to keeping it real. Always be yourself with noblest intentions. When someone says that you don't have potential, never give up on yourself, and I say it respectfully. We may not pray the same, but I ain't got hate in my vein. You know, when God pours into you, when God sends a record into your life, it's not competition. Good day, bad day, poor, misunderstanding, and I say that respectfully. That maturity hits different, yet it came from poverty and pain. That elevation hits different when folks, I can actually sit at your table to understand that, hold on 1 second, I didn't have to project my pain on you. I didn't have to disrespect you because I'm having a good or bad day. Certain folks don't know how to control themselves. To understand at the end of the day, you didn't do nothing to me. Everybody doesn't have the same mindset. It doesn't matter what part of your journey that you're in. Because when someone says that they're actually healing, and when someone says that they're an adult and they're mature, someone got mommy and daddy issues. Someone got mommy and daddy issues. Instead of you respecting your neighbor, helping your neighbor, you rather kick them down and see them frown. As soon as they speak up, they dead ass wrong. And then when they start wilding out, hold on 1 second, with self-control, when it comes to discipline, hold on 1 second, you still try to dim their light, but they was truly paying attention. Folks be like, you got mommy and daddy issues, but that unconditional love truly bothered you. Biggest cheerleader, who would have knew? The innocent person didn't have to do you wrong because they never had hate in their vein, because they never looked at your competition, even on their worst day. Folks will talk about folks all day long, but damn, it be the train of thought for me. Someone did deal with trauma and pain, but they stand before themselves, that they look at their reflection, that they are beauty, they are worthy, they are smart, and they are worthy of choosing themselves, regardless of them pouring into them, let them protect them or respect them. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. He said someone had mommy and daddy issues. It be the train of thought for me. How folks be like they for the community at the end of the day, but goddamn neighbor, it be the train of thought for me. The disrespect is loud, trying to see someone frown when you can be maintaining your smile so you mentally go within to understand and stay in your lane. Only rise the hold on 1 second. How you really truly for the community? No, and the trade don't make no for real. Because there's decent men and women that had mommy and daddy issues, that didn't flip the script on society, that knew how to respect their neighbor, good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day, and made something of their life, actually helped the community, and didn't kick the community down. One thing I don't do is run from my past, and I say that respectfully. How folks be trying to humble you, then when you speak up for yourself, you dead ass wrong. Never give up on yourself when someone doesn't see your potential. It's people that come from poverty and pain, that have mommy and daddy issues. It was somebody that was not protected that day. It was somebody that wasn't loved properly that day. It was somebody that was overlooked in a household, abused mentally, physically, emotionally. But there's somebody. Didn't matter if they came from poverty and pain. Overcoming the storm, you would never understand and walk a day in their shoes when they had to get physical with you. The disrespect was loud. Things happen in life at the end of it, but someone truly actually understood I got potential when nobody was rooting for me. Thank you, God, for being patient with me, because God never left you. That is different. You know, when you mature, not acting your shoe size, the lies, hold on 1 second, it wasn't rumbling off your tongue, because you actually meant what you said, acting your body weight, letting go what wasn't holding you back. That is just different. I may not make sense to the average person, but you're not for me, and I say that respectfully. I never had to do no pretending. because I was never wearing the master switch up, at least I truly wasn't. Regardless who tries to blackmail me behind closed doors, behind fake pages, paying me out to be someone I truly wasn't while I wasn't trying to catch a case. The disrespect was loud, but I'm very so much thankful that God allowed me to see who my enemy was, let alone the devil. We not the same, but I knew how to respect my neighbor. It be the train of thought for me. It's somebody that's in their 50s or 60s right now that didn't have that mother and father to protect them. It's a conversation that they didn't have with their mother or father that they wish they probably did have. It's a 3-year-old baby that can't defend themselves right now because they're nonverbal. And someone just abused them. Mommy and daddy issues, that's that bum bitch mentality. And it didn't matter your tax, but your bad habits be the train of thought for me. How bitches be coming for you at the end of the day. They think you're slow, stupid, and retarded when it comes to lack of soul control. What happened to your discipline? It be the train of thought for me. They say when you be authentic, when you fall from a copycat, you a hater, but that was never my vein. It be the train of thought for me. What happened to folks actually respecting the community? It's kind of funny how they hack your devices, sitting behind closed doors, eating popcorn, trying to do you wrong, how they want to try to line you up just like at your free will when it comes to your mental health, or because of the fact you're just being authentic. Didn't matter your tax bracket, actors, musicians, whatever you want to call yourself, saying I was mentally ill because I was keeping it real. That's why you got to shadow ban me. I'm far from mad because authenticity hits different when you understand elevation. You keep growing, never stop. Because the record would show up for you to respect you, truly pour into you, and be the train of thought for me. I never had to act. I never had to play a role that I truly wasn't to make you uncomfortable. At the end of the day, all I had to do was be myself. And the train of thought for me. No, for real. It's an innocent child right now that can't defend themselves. It's a grown adult that can't defend themselves. They're nonverbal. They can't talk. They're in a situation where nobody's there to protect them or love them properly. So they a bum too, right? Everybody's situation ain't the same. Somebody's mother and father wasn't there to protect them. There's certain people that's in certain situations when it comes to certain departments, and they can't speak up for themselves, or let alone nobody hears them. And I don't wish that on nobody, because somebody needs to be protected. Regardless if someone says they a bum-ass bitch, at the end of the day, having mommy and daddy issues. My content is not for everybody. When you start to mature, your vocabulary hits different. We may not pray the same, but I still don't respect my neighbor. It be the train of thought for me. I don't got no beef with nobody in these streets. I just know how to respect my neighbor. To understand at the end of the day, elevation looks different. I was never looking for a handout. They didn't understand how to maintain my smile when they was throwing sport right to left. Had these witches, these warlocks trying to kick me down. Had different communities, gangs stalking me right to left. Projecting a hate crime on me to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Saying that nobody's going to understand me, let alone hear my voice. They're going to continue to project pain on me at the end of the day, but who would have knew? I'm very so thankful that God allowed me to see. Even when you try to strip everything away from me. You know, when the enemy or the devil tries to touch you, and it was never for likes and views or cloud chasing. People would try to want to fight you, jump you because you're being authentic and telling the truth. They would try to jump you and beat you up or do things behind the scenes because they're able to control a narrative and they say that nobody's going to ever believe you. Never give up on yourself. Gang stalking is real for your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. That is just different when it comes to maturing. When someone threatens your life and says that nobody's going to F and believe you, you're not wrong for speaking up for yourself. And one thing you never had to do was lie. And you didn't have to do anything to anybody. And one thing you don't do is run from your past. That energy is different when it comes to self-reflecting. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you worthy. Protect your energy, protect your family, and stop the violence. You matter and you are worthy. Peace and respect to your neighbor, supper bunch. You matter whether or not them you like, go you neighbor, no them you like. No, the trade don't for me. Always be a supper, no molest attention, stop the violence. I'm not agent of respect, and when it comes to my creativity, regardless who's in the background trying to blackmail me against me, I work alone. And I would never reach out to you personally. And I say that respectfully. How folks who try to blackmail you because you go into someone's life, trying to paint a narrative of all their lies, trying to gaslight the innocent person like they had a whole conversation with you. The way AI work at the end of the day, who would have known you still had the potential, being authentic. It wasn't just AI, I say this respectfully. It be folks behind the lies trying to plot against you, all because you believed in the faith within you that they couldn't relate to what's going on within the truly hill when they had to try to antagonize you. But God saw everything that was doing behind closed doors. They wanted to see you frown, to see you down. And one thing you don't run from is your past. Who would have known? It'd be you choosing yourself today. Only to realize God didn't overlook you. We may not pray the same, but respect's a two-way street. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. And loving yourself is not a crime. And God was never for sale. And I say that respectfully. We may not pray the same, but I don't look at my neighbor like competition. I don't got hate in my vein, and I say that respectfully. When you want everybody around you to elevate, it's just certain people that will look at you like competition. They will call you weak-minded, slow, stupid, and retarded. They will have so much negative energy towards you. But you never stopped switching up who you truly was, being authentic when you wasn't trying to hurt your neighbor. We ain't the same. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I do not worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I do not hack people devices. I do not gangster people. I do not project spell work towards people. And I do not destiny swipe towards my neighbor good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. I don't do that he say, she say, because I can repeat what I said that day. I ain't got to play my manipulation game because I don't run from my past. At the end of the day, I understood how to be mature to let you understand what staying in your lane. It be a train of thought for me. How folks will try to blackmail you when it comes to a conversation, or because you understood growth when it comes to maturing, and that you wasn't running from who would have knew. You. You know yourself. You're not the same. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I'm Naya, you know, respect, and today is currently July 1st, 2025. I do not worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I worship the good God with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. How folks be trying to humble you, but you wasn't overlooking you. You know how it feels at the end of the day for folks not to pour into you. But being your biggest cheerleader when you couldn't see, they would never understand elevation. Hold on one second. It was never hate within you when you knew how to respect your neighbor. Always be yourself. When someone says you don't have potential, never give up on yourself. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Never give up on yourself when someone tries to dig up your past, something that you was never running from. Or let alone they have to pay somebody to go against you. Or they have to paint a narrative of somebody you're truly not because they truly see potential within you. They will try to invite you to their table just to disrespect you, try to humiliate you, but who would have knew? God saw all the lies behind closed doors. They said that you was mentally ill, but you truly far from that. You knew how to respect your neighbor, congratulate them, but they wanted to dim your light because they didn't want you to elevate faster than them. When you was never competition, you never had hate in your vein. That elevation hits different when you understand your confidence. You are beautiful, you are handsome. We're not the same. Oh, you be yourself with no attention to the genuine wife with no attention. Today is currently July 7, 2025. Oh, you be yourself with no attention. I'm Nigel of respect. I gotta go. No, for real. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.